Today is a good day because we are driving the 2025 Mazda 3 manual. As you can see, we have a manual shift knob. And today we are going to have a different kind of video. We are just going to drive in the city, get onto the highway, and I will try my best to think out loud and kind of share my thought process while I am driving. So, without further ado, let's just get behind the wheel and get going. We have an electronic e-brake. So while, of course, our foot is on the brake pedal, we are ready to get going. We are a little bit on the uphill, so I had to keep the revs up just a bit to not roll down. So we'll take the right side here to let this guy go. Make sure this car doesn't back up into us. We're good to go. Clutch in, get to neutral. Make sure there's nobody on our left. We're good to go. First gear on this steep hill. So on these downhills, I like to coast in second or third gear, depending on the severity of the steep hill, just to get this more engine braking and avoid fading our brakes. But once you're near the stop line, you can just get into neutral, clutch out, and rest. Before we get into any drive, we want to get into the right mindset. So right now, the only thing we are trying to focus on is to be good and safe at driving. So we are trying to eliminate any distractions and just be aware of what's happening all around us. But as you can see, we are getting close to our green light and we are good to go. Getting going in first gear. It's much easier when you are facing downhill. So when it comes to driving a manual in the city, you have two options. You can either try to stay in about 2000 RPM rev range, or you can try to be as efficient as possible. So this Mazda 3 helps us in achieving that because you have these suggestions right here for you to be in the best gear for fuel efficiency. So for these kind of roundabouts, I like to be in second gear. We go left here with our turn signal to make sure people know we're turning right. So as you could have seen, it told us to be in third gear, and now it tells us to be in fourth gear. So yeah, you can either try to be as fuel efficient as possible, or you can just try to stay in around 2000 RPM rev range. Either is fine. I kind of feel I'm encouraged to be more fuel efficient and more smooth with my shifts, so I try to stay at around 1500 RPM most of the time. It is kind of a sweet spot in my point of view. If you want to drive a little bit spiritedly, you can do this, which is always fun in a manual car. But you can always just coast in the higher gear you want. Even in sixth gear is fine at 65 kilometers per hour. But we are going onto the highway on-ramp, and we can show you how to properly merge onto the highway and to get to a proper speed on the ramp. So we do a proper shoulder check. Right now we can stay in second gear because we need power to get to the highway speeds. We can also close the windows. Oh, we can actually stay in third gear. All right, we got to highway speeds. Now the only thing left is to merge. This car is letting us in happily. And it was an easy merge overall. As I'm telling you always, guys, if you get to the right speed, the merge becomes so much easier than you would think. When we are driving on the highway with a manual transmission, unless you're passing someone, you should be in the highest gear. In this case, it's the 6th gear. But as soon as you see that you're not passing anyone, you should try to be in the rightmost lane. And that's what we are doing at the moment. I think at about this point, before the exit, you should indicate to let this car behind us know that we are exiting the highway, and they can be prepared to brake a little bit or perform their next maneuver. So this is one of the best ways to do it. So we are turning right on this intersection. We can get into neutral and come to a full stop smoothly. By the way, guys, if you're wondering why we haven't turned right on the red light, it's because of this little sign. So be sure to watch out for those. They could be small sometimes and hard to read. There is a pedestrian crossing, we should be careful, and no cars on our left, so we are good to go. This car really handles well in the city. It's a perfect city car, honestly. It's the right size, the right power. It's just super comfortable to drive, and this manual transmission is a blast, honestly. All right, we're coming back to some of the city driving before jumping back onto the highway. Turning right, we can get into second gear, honestly, here. For our turn, make sure to turn into the rightmost lane. Merging left, making sure there's no cars. So far, so good. There's a slight downhill right now, so I'm staying in third gear to engage this engine braking, as I told you before. And let's get into neutral just about here. Engaging first gear, be ready to turn left. There's cars going fast, so make sure they're turning right on this intersection, not going straight at us. I'm trying to be more aggressive with my upshifts on steep hills like this when you're going uphill. It could be tricky to stay low in the ref range on these kind of uphills, since you might not get as much power as you want to, and it can get awkward. So I always try to stay in second gear for 90-degree turns. I feel like it's the perfect gear. 4-way stop sign. First come, first serve. As always, we were first, so we might as well proceed. This car excels in these kind of small turns, tight turns, because the front end is so light and the car is light overall. It's only about 3,000 pounds, which is very low in this day and age of SUVs and electric vehicles. So again, we're coming up to the roundabout, and there's people crossing, so we should be careful. I like to stay in second gear. We are first at a roundabout. Make sure this RAV4 knows it. Okay. Second gear is perfect for these kind of turns. Get to 50, and we are good in fourth gear. Yeah, let's turn right at this intersection. Looking for cyclists. Nice. We're good to go. Getting into neutral. Making sure no cars or pedestrians. Turning right. And we are going to turn left on this intersection. And here is a good representation of how to find parking in the very busy parking lot. Be careful, watching for pedestrians. This parking lot is always crowded. Oh, we are so lucky. There's one spot just for us to get into reverse, push down, all the way to the left, and up. With the manual, you don't need to engage the clutch fully into the reverse gear. You can kind of play with the clutch at the body point. These cameras help a lot in these kind of situations to be perfect with our parking. Awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. And as always, stay safe out there, keep enjoying the drive, and I'll see you in the next one.